The attorney for the parents of Brian Laundrie, they've sent a settlement proposal to the parents of Gabby Petito. Stephen Bertolino sent the proposal to Joe Petito and Nichole Schmidt, though the terms of the offer are not being released publicly. This comes after Gabby's parents claim Chris and Roberta Laundrie, as well as Bertolino, knew of Gabby's murder in 2021, but chose not to do anything except release a statement hoping that she would be found. It is not believed that the Laundries are part of the settlement offer, although it's all secret right now. The civil trial is scheduled to begin next May. And I want to bring in national trial attorney Donte Mills to talk about some of these cases. Dante, thank you for being with us. First of all, I'm curious what you think about this possible settlement with the Petitos. Do you think there's a chance that there could actually be a settlement and we won't see the trial next year?
Brian, you have to remember that and thank you for having me on this holiday, Monday, but you have to remember that there's a structure to the court system. And as attorneys, we have to remove emotion out of it. I understand that this case is very, very emotional. It was a young couple that was together. And for this to happen while they were on vacation, it was a very emotional thing. But as attorneys, we look at the case and say, is there a way that we can resolve this without going to trial? There are expenses at trial. No matter who believes they have a strong case, there's no guarantee if you go to trial, especially in a civil case. So what the defendants are looking to do is say, how much can we offer where it makes sense for this family to accept this as a settlement, feel like they have some kind of justice, but not have the expense and the risk of going to trial. And that will come down to just really a well thought out, calculated yes or no. So the family is going to be wrapped up in emotion, but the attorney's job is to evaluate it and then do a cost benefit analysis and see, is it worth settling? Is this something that we can resolve without the cost and risk of a trial?
It's going to be interesting, especially Dante, because the Petitos have said that they want to have the trial because they want the truth to come out and they want all of the evidence that no one has seen before to come out. So even if they get offered the settlement, this might just not be about money for them. They may just want to, have the Laundries have to tell all after all this. Let's move on, though, to Murdoch. Alec Murdoch, his attorneys are having a press conference tomorrow in South Carolina. I'm actually going to be there. I'm going to fly there in the morning. We covered that trial extensively. They are filing an appeal. We don't know exactly what it is. Possibly something to do with the jurors. What do you make of this, Dante? I mean, is there a chance this could be legit?
Appeals are tough. When you have this process, especially this trial, it lasted for a very long time. It was very extensive. I believe the judge in this case was very thorough and flushed out all the issues. So finding something that will be enough to overturn the jury's decision is not going to be easy. But as of right now, we don't know exactly what that is. We've had some hints about whether it's a potential juror who maybe had a conflict. I know it's difficult in South Carolina for him to get a fair trial or for him to have jurors who don't know him at all. So did something come up with one of the jurors where they had a connection to the Murdoch family, either positive or negative? There is in the papers filed, they're saying that they have newly discovered evidence. What is that? Is it something from the investigation? Or is it something from the jury selection? But it has to be something major in order for a judge to overturn what a jury really put time into doing. They don't like to do that. Judges don't like to overturn jury verdicts. They like to keep them sound unless there's something major. So I'm very interested to see what this press conference is about tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm interested too, Dante. And the lawyers are making a big deal out of it. I mean, they put out a press release. They're having the big press conference. Who knows if that really means anything? We'll find out tomorrow afternoon. I want to move on to Bryan Kohberger, the latest with his trial. There is a hearing coming up because his lawyers want the cameras out of the courtroom. They say that the media is zooming in too much on Kohberger, that they were told to only do wide shots, that they disobeyed, and they want the cameras thrown out. What do you think? Do you think they could be successful in this? You think the cameras will get to stay? What's your feeling?
I think they're looking for a way, but the court, and especially in this court, this judge has determined that it's in the public's best interest to see this, right? For there to be transparency, for everything to be shown, for people to see what's going on and make their own determinations. The issue is, and the defense is kind of focused on There was one specific camera shot where I think they caught Bryan Kohberger's fly down, and they actually put that in those papers and said they're supposed to be focused on the trial itself and not on Kohberger specifically or individually or only. The defense is saying that they're too focused on their client and not the trial, so it's really just a circus about the defendant and not about the public or anybody else getting a sense of the entire trial. So they use that as an example. I don't think it's going to be successful. I think the judge has made it clear here that he wants transparency. He wants the public to be able to view it and have access.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.